Hey, how's everyone doing? Ready to have some fun? Ready to play some Metal Slug Anthology for the PS2? I'm playing it on a PS4, and I guess this is the PS2 version. I've played the GameCube Anthology version. I don't know if there are any differences. And let's see which. I'm gonna play a few of them, I guess, like the first few stages of a couple of them, starting with Metal Slug 1. Now, this I don't really have a need. This is an unnecessary Let's Play, I guess. But the reason why I'm doing it is because I want to talk about Metal Slug. I grew up playing the Contra games, right? And I wasn't very familiar with the Neo Geo games other than the games I saw, other than the arcades I would see at a 7-Eleven or something like that, and it had really cool games, cool fighting games, and this game, which I saw, and I saw it long after I was very familiar with playing the first two Contras on the SNES, or I mean on the NES and ES, I should say, and Contra 3, the Alien Wars on Super Nintendo. So, and I love those games. Very challenging, and I didn't realize how challenging they were until I played this game. Now this game is hard as fuck, don't get me wrong, and there's a reason for it, and that reason is the reason why I hate this game. I shouldn't say I hate it, but I do not like it more than Contra. And that's the fact that you can't shoot diagonally. Now I know you're saying, well, I just saw you shoot diagonally, but it doesn't. If you aim to the top right corner or top left corner, it's not gonna do it. Like right now I'm trying, I'm pressing top right, top left, it's not doing it. You can only shoot straight up, right, left, or straight down. You can duck and shoot, but that's about it. Unlike Contra, with even the Nintendo versions, you could shoot diagonally. Now see, when you get on a tank like this and certain weapons, they will let you shoot diagonally, but not if you press directly to the top, top right or top left. It sort of does it gradually. There's like, it has to get there. You can't just press right, left, or right, top left immediately and the gun will immediately go there. Actually with the tank it sort of does, but it still takes a little bit longer to get there. But with certain weapons you have to sort of like press up, and the gun will do a gradual movement from right or left to up, and then it sort of shoots diagonally in that way, but not like Contra, where if you press up and right, it will immediately shoot in that direction. And that was so frustrating, and it still is. I cannot beat these games because of it. I always get just so annoyed that I cannot shoot diagonally. And I think that's part of the reason why these games are so hard. You can only shoot straight up, left, right, or down. And I can't get over it. It really bothers me. It really bothers me that I cannot shoot diagonally. Even after I played, a game like Castlevania 4, Super Castlevania for the Super Nintendo, it's very hard for me to go back to a Castlevania that only whips left or right, or can't whip diagonally like you can in Castlevania 4. And since I started with the Contra games, it's very difficult for me to get used to this idea of not being able to shoot diagonally. And I think that's part of the reason why these games are so hard. Especially someone that's used to playing the Contra games. I just can't get used to not being able to shoot diagonally. And I die a lot. I cannot get good at this game. It doesn't motivate me. And I don't think you can make the argument that, you know, if it would be too easy if you made this game where the player can shoot diagonally, because have you ever tried playing Contra 3 or any of the Contra games for that matter? They're hard as fuck. Especially if you play them in the hard modes, in the most difficulty, or in the very difficulty setting. Those games are insanely hard. And you can still shoot diagonally. There's just no reason for this game not to be able to do that. Now, I don't know if there's a cheat or a secret where you're able to do that, but I've never been able to find it. And it's so disappointing, because when I first saw these games, I thought, oh my god, this is like Contra, but with better graphics, better animation. There's a humor to these games. And I was so excited to play these games until I finally got around to playing them, and well, you can only shoot left, right, up, or down. And another thing, like this for example right here, in Contra you can press down and the jump button, and the character would go past this platform. You can go down to the bottom platform if you press down and jump, but not with this. If you press down and jump, it just jumps up. You cannot go down to a lower platform by doing that. You have to find a way to get down there. Another annoying thing. Another thing that Contra got right. You can sort of skip down to a lower platform if you need to get there. Not with this. You press down and jump, just jumps up. Look at this. I mean, that enemy would have been killed so quickly if I would have just been able to shoot diagonally. I just wish that these games had that ability. These games would have been perfect in my opinion. Just flawless. But that, not being able to do that is just so disappointing. Oh crap. So even though I still have fun, in the end I get frustrated and bored with these games, because another thing that I don't like about these games is that I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but as far as I can tell, you have unlimited continues, so you never really get better at it. You just sort of keep going ahead, moving on forward, and not improving your game, because, well, you can just keep going on forever, keep dying until you get to the end of the game, meaning you can't improve your gameplay, because there are almost no consequences to your death. So you can just keep dying and dying, and you keep going until you get to the end. And yeah, I guess if you play them enough, you can get better at it, but I find that I wasn't motivated to do that. I just kept playing, dying, not getting better. Even now, I've played this game so many times, I'm still not good at it, because I just see like that. I die, I continue, and there's no end to my continues. As far as I can tell, there's no limit. I've never reached the limit. And unlike Contra, where you get like 5-6 continues, you know, once you run out, you gotta start the game from the beginning, which makes you a better player, if you ask me, at least in those types of games. A game like Contra, or a game like this, because you keep trying and trying until you beat the level with the limited continues that you have, and you eventually get really good at those games. I feel that I'm pretty good at games like Contra. I've beaten all those games in the hardest setting mode. I don't remember if the NES games, the Contra games, had a difficulty setting, but I know the Contra 3, the Alien Wars for the Super Nintendo did, and I was able to beat that game in the hardest mode. I don't know if that I'd be able to do it now, but I did back in the day several times. I got very good at that game. I remember just not having an issue beating that game. Because you had limited continues. And that forces you to become a better player or better at that game. Unlike this, which I just keep pushing forward until whatever, I get to the end and beat it, but it's not even satisfactory. Like it's not as satisfying beating a game with unlimited continues like it is beating a game with limited continues like Contra. I don't know if there's a lot of people that would agree with me on this, maybe not, but I feel that these are legitimate points. Not being able to shoot diagonally, not being able to jump to a lower platform by pressing down and the jump button, and having unlimited continues it just doesn't feel as satisfying when you do beat these games, because you could just keep going indefinitely. There's almost no motivation to get better. And I don't feel that I have gotten better, to be honest. After all these years of playing these games. And again, it was so disappointing because when I saw this game, I was just salivating. I couldn't believe how good it looked and how awesome the graphics and the sounds, the visuals, the animation. It was also just so appealing, and to find out that your controls were limited in comparison to a game like Contra. But oh well, what are you gonna do? I wonder if there is a way to patch these games and make them so that you can shoot diagonally. Probably not. Alright, that's second mission completed. Let me try another one. Okay, how do I get out of here? Nope. Wait, how do you... Oh. Return to main menu. Yes. Let me try another one. And don't get me wrong, you should definitely try these games if you never have. They're still enjoyable, but to me at least, they're not as fun as the Contra games. And maybe it's different if I had never played the Contra games in the first place, but I did. So it's almost like a step backwards for me to go from, at least when it comes to controls, it's almost like a step backwards to go from Contra to this. And maybe you feel different if you played these games before the Contra games. If you played these games first, the Metal Slugs, and then you went to play the Contras, maybe you feel the opposite of what I feel. I don't know, but to be honest, I don't know too many people that had Neo Geo consoles or were dropping an insane amount of quarters at the arcades playing these games. And those Neo Geo games, they're so fucking they're insanely expensive. I cannot believe it. I was not familiar with that console and those games until like maybe, I mean, I knew they existed, but I didn't know how rare and expensive they were. Maybe up until like maybe 10 years ago that I started finding out about them. Luckily, a lot of those games have been re-released for other consoles. In compilations, like for the PS2, like even this game was released for the PS2 and GameCube compilation of all the... I think these are all the Metal Slug games in one game. I'm not sure, I don't even know how many there are. By the way, I hear a lot of people saying that this one is the worst of them all, the second one. I'm not sure why. I can't. It feels pretty much the same to me as the other Metal Slug games. I don't really see much of a difference. I don't know why this one is so much worse than the other ones. Doesn't feel that different to me. Same shitty controls. Look, it's annoying if you're used to playing Contra games, but you get used to it. But I wish you could just shoot diagonally. Like you can do it with this guy, the camel. I don't know why. Did the programmers find it too easy when they gave the players the ability to shoot diagonally? So they decided we're gonna be cheap and make this game very difficult by limiting your abilities. That's what they did. That's chicken shit if you ask me. That's bullshit. I think I've only ever beaten the first 3 Metal Slug games. With the other ones, I sort of end up getting bored with them because it's, again, the lack of, the ability to continue endlessly. Eventually, I get bored of playing these games because I don't feel like my skills are improving. I just keep dying and continuing. Like there's no consequences to death.
Mission complete.
Alright, so that's first stage of the second game.
Start. Thank you.
Let me try another one. I don't want this video to be too long. Main menu, yes. Try the third one. And I bought this game for the PS4 because it was on sale, and you get like what? How many games do you get? You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7 games. And I think it was on sale for like $10, so why not? That's a great deal. 7 games for like $10. And these are good games. It's just, I just wish the controllers were like Contra. I just can't get over it. It really annoys me every time I play these games. Because enough time will go by that I forget that you can't shoot diagonally. And then after a few years, I come back and I play these games again, and I realize, oh yeah, you can't shoot diagonally with these motherfuckers. What was that? Fucking crab hiding. And the themes of these games are fucking awesome, man. They're crazy. Like, look at this. I'm at a beach killing crabs. That's pretty surreal. And yeah, you deal with a lot of like Nazi themes and aliens involved with Nazis, or Nazis involved with aliens. At least from what I remember, I could be wrong. No, I know there's Nazi stuff and aliens. I don't think they use swastikas, but they, like some of these enemies later on in the game are definitely modeled after the Nazis. probably wrong on that. Who knows? I don't think so. It's been a while since I played these games, but I'm pretty sure I remember there being some sort of characters or villains modeled after Nazis. I know the alien stuff. The alien stuff is I definitely remember that very clearly. I don't remember which games that was in though. Oh, come on. And for sure, yeah, when it comes to graphics and animation, these games totally blow Contra out of the water. Even the Super Nintendo ones. In fact, I wish Contra were a little bit more like this when it comes to the graphics and animation. But they probably weren't able to do that with the Super Nintendo and Nintendo. They're probably not powerful enough to do all this animations and graphics.
Okay.
Look at this. Now I'm fat. I didn't even notice that. What happened? What did I do to get fat? Did I eat something? I forgot about that. You can get fat in this game for some reason. I don't know if there's an actual benefit to it. I must have eaten a lot of fish to gain so much weight so suddenly. See you later, Tubby. That's probably not very nice. I'm using the female character, and I just called her Tubby. Oh shit, there's a tank. Ah. Is that fucking a trap? Is that supposed to lure me? Go for the tank and then this motherfucker shows up out of nowhere. Don't lose your weapon. Fuck, this guy's relentless. Can barely turn around. You know, this is another thing. In the modern Contra games, so maybe this isn't a fair comparison, but there's a new downloadable Contra game called Hardcore or something. I can't remember the actual name, but it's like the latest Contra game. And in that one, you can walk backwards and shoot if you hold one of the shoulder buttons. Like you can be facing the enemy, walking backwards, kind of like moonwalking and shooting at your enemy. Which that would be very helpful in this situation. But no, I can't do that. I gotta fucking run away from him, then stand here, face him and shoot. Because I can't be walking backwards and shooting at the same time. But I don't know, these are much older games than that Contra, the latest Contra game, so that's probably not a fair comparison. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Come on, buddy, relax. Oh shit. How long is this pier anyway? It's like endless. Wouldn't I eventually get to some ground? That's what I get for talking about how long something is. Fuck, I'm not paying attention. I want to kill this guy and be done with it. Done with this video. It's got kind of personal now. It's taking forever to kill him. Fuck, how much HP do you have? There. That took a while. Well, anyways, thanks for watching this. And I don't know if people agree with me or not. I feel that I've made some legitimate points that this game could have easily have the game mechanics that Contra has. And it seems like they did it on purpose to make this game harder than it needs to be. I mean, you can still make a game very difficult with the mechanics of Contra. Whatever, I've made my point. I'll see you guys later. Bye.